Grand Rising Soul Tribe, Tracy here with Sweet Spot e-magazine. Thank you so very much. Latasha, thank you so very much. I appreciate you. Collective, thank you so much for the likes, the shares, views, subscribes, comments, the wonderful donations. I appreciate it all. Let's ring this bell. Let's clear out the energy. And then we're going to see what the message the Spirit has for us this morning. Grand Rising Lies Never Stuck. How are you? Spirit is forcing someone to actually see what they refuse to see. Hi, Brittany. Good morning. Hey, Alicia. I love you so very much. Thank you. It's like somebody didn't want to see the truth, but now they have no choice but to see and accept the truth because it's affected them. Not just them, but their lineage. Bottom of the deck. Healer of the ages. See, they could have refused to see that you was an actual healer. Hey, Lightworker William, that you really truly do have a gift. But maybe somebody they was talking to, listening to, believing wasn't gifted. In fact, this is somebody who was working against them secretly, silently. Hey, J. Mike. See, you had a strategy, and you was given a purpose. You was given a direction. God said, I'm going to need you to do this. This person, they knew that you were intelligent, but they didn't also know that you were wise, that you had been here before, that this was not your first rodeo. They didn't know that, you knew how something was going to come about, even though it wasn't there yet. But you kept working towards it. You kept moving forward. You knew that it was just a matter of time, that you needed to have some patience. You needed to stay on path, continue on this journey, and things would unfold. See, you could see what was on the other side, even though someone else couldn't. This is why God put you on this temple path, so that you could reach the temple. Hi, Nurse Oasis. What does just do mean, Nurse Oasis? God appreciated you going and praying, setting aside some quality time every day to connect with Spirit. God appreciated that. And for that, this is why you are receiving justice. Because you know what? This is why your life is in balance. This person, this man holding a heart, he was deceived. He allowed himself to be deceived by somebody who tried to look like you, tried to act like you, but was not you. This is somebody who was into the dark arts. But see, this man holding a heart, young, immature, not spiritually grounded, possibly not even accepting that they also have a spiritual path, a life's purpose, decided to listen to someone who talked a good game but wasn't able to back that up. Hey, Brittany. Hey, the light. 7770. Thank you so very much. Hi, Melissa. See, this person thought they was talked into believing that as long as they attach themselves and remain attached to something that didn't serve them, that they would receive victory. But it wasn't true. You're the one who could see past that given situation. You're the one who tried to show this this person, what your intuition was telling them or telling you about where they were going, the path that they were choosing. This is somebody that you held tightly in your heart, close to your heart. But this is someone who didn't believe that you had this gift. Because of this person's actions, because they were afraid to go at the urge and the calling of spirits, this person is now finding themselves out in the cold without any spiritual protection, without any help, without any assistance. I don't know why this person thought that there was several other ways that they could go, several other ways that they could obtain whatever it is that they wanted, that they thought was so important. But there was only one way, through this garden gate, on their path. They were led to believe, they were lied to, and chose to believe that there were several different ways. And so somebody, who possibly had a little bit of pocket change, it was like, look at me, look at how successful I am. This is the person that they believe because they chose to look on the outside of things without checking the spirit on the inside of that person, without checking that person's heart, without looking at, was there integrity? Was there any honesty? Hey, Shaylin. And this is the person that they found themselves listening to. And now this person is caught up, unable to get past or get away from somebody, because now they've placed themselves in a position where they need this person, just like the devil wants us to feel. Like we can't get away. We're stuck. Like we need that devil in our life so that we can beg for the scraps the devil wants to give us, instead of releasing ourselves, following Spirit's guide, and receiving the abundance the Spirit has promised us if we just have the faith, like that little mustard seed. Hola, Marcia. Buenos. Buenos dias. See, this person is going to have to learn to fight. They don't know how to fight right now. They don't know how to protect themselves. They don't know how to stand up against the devil. Somebody's going to have to find out or learn how to fight against the devil. Fight against their fears. Fight against anything and anyone that's trying to hold them back and hold them down. It's like this person, they knew that, they knew within their heart when they made that decision that they were going the wrong way. They knew that they were going the wrong way. They knew that they should have just followed what their heart was telling them, because their heart never leads you astray. When your heart, something in your heart says, this is not the way to go, don't listen to your mind, because the devil will play a trick on your mind. Now this person is being forced to see what they refuse to see. The Most High is letting this person know, you must walk away from this coven, because this coven is just bringing you a broken heart. It's just the calamity and the shame and the confusion that you're feeling. You must walk away. You must gain your independence. Spirit is letting this person know that I am the truth and I am the light. Hello, High Priestess. This person is now thinking about you, the relationship, not the physical relationship. They're thinking about the spiritual relationship, the bond, the commitment, the promise that they made to God before they came here, how they was going to protect you, honor you, respect you, hold you in the highest of esteem. Now this person is finally opening up their mouth, opening up their throat chakra. And they're finally asking God for help. They finally made that call and said, God, I need you right here, right now, today. God, I need you. If there was ever a time in my life that I needed you, it is right now. And just like that, they're receiving a reply. It's like these doors, and I'm seeing in my mind's eye these wooden, heavy doors slowly opening. You know how when something is old and it starts to open and it has that sound? That's what's happening. These doors finally opened, and God finally answered and told this person, walk through these doors. Come through the doors to the personal healing and happiness. And see, this person was so afraid to walk through the door. And it's like they were envious when you chose to walk through the door. Like you didn't give a care in the world. You had already given it to God. You had already laid down. You had already surrendered to the Most High. And this person listened to someone else who was envious, who was jealous, who wanted to hold them back, because they thought that if they held them back, they would hold you back. And if they could hold you back, then they could win, that they could bring your soul to the devil. This is the person who was so envious of what they saw on the other side, because this person knew their heart was so black, they could never get through there. And now somebody has finally walked through the door. They finally got their answer, because they finally called out to God. God, I need you now. And as those doors started opening, this person almost allowed themselves to be afraid. But God said, be not afraid, because I am the truth. And I, and only I, am the light. So this person has walked through the doors, and they had to leave somebody with this black heart, with this forever, forever and ever spiritual stain. No matter how many lifetimes this person comes around, this devilish energy comes around, they will forever hold this black stain. So finally somebody walked through the light, through the doorway, into the light. And they get it now. They've awakened. It's like their instincts are awakening. Their chakras are awakening. The reason for them being here in this lifetime is awakening. And they're starting to understand. Everything they couldn't understand, they're understanding. Their confidence is growing. And it's like it's so warm on the other side. It's so happy on the other side. Hey, Tara. How are you? Hi, Terry. How are you? Hi, Donna. Not only is it warm on the other side and comforting, not only can this person now see what their purpose is and the way to move forward, they're starting to look up at that sparrow. And they refuse to ever look down at the devil again. Their heart is open. The yin and the yang, the fact that, you know what, this is somebody who they know now they should have been there to support you, never to work against you. Spirit is happy. I'm hearing angels singing in the heavens. I'm watching this person's ancestors all gather around this person, even though they cannot see this. They can't see their ancestors, their spirit guides, but everyone is gathered around. Everyone is hugging this person because they finally answered the call. They finally walked through the door to spirit, and they are being met with love, pure love. It's almost overwhelming because we've never on the 3D had pure love. And this is what this person is experiencing now. It's almost like they feel like their heart is about to burst, not because of tears from agony and the pain that they just went through because of a decision that they made without thinking it through or listening to and believing a liar, a thief, the one who's come to steal, kill, and destroy our lives, our purpose. Not that type of crime, but they're experiencing so much pure love that this person feels like it's almost time to release all the pain that they felt so that they could make room for all the love that's trying to come in. This is causing someone to understand that they have to tear it all down. Every misconception, every lie, every time the devil tried to do something to steal their joy, it's all coming down. And it's being replaced with strength. They're receiving their strength from the Most High. They have archangels here fighting for them. They've allowed the archangels to come and fight for them without them having to call on them. Because this person now understands everything that they put themselves at stake, and they put their own lineage at stake. Now this person understands why you are in the situation and position that you're in. Because you listen to spirit confirmation. You listen to spirit when spirit told you to move. You listen to spirit when spirit told you about, your path, about patience, about the money, how it's going to come in, about what to do to get the finances that you needed while you're here on this realm. You opened up that third eye chakra. You allowed yourself to actually see people and situations for what they truly are, which has helped you to make the right moves and not to be stuck. You realize you always had options. The Most High always provided the best way forward. And for this alone, is why you and this other person are now going through and graduating to that door to value, especially this other person. Hi, Coach Unique. How are you? Hi, Coconut Love Pen. How are you doing? Hi, Hypsee. Hello, everyone. What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? Yes, see, someone now understands that they need to be with you, and that the best partner of all, the best person that shows them and makes them feel at their absolute best is God. God is our best partner. God is our support. And that we have to remain open to what God is showing us, teaching us, how God is guiding us. Hello, the soul archetype. To let go of these people and these situations that we know are, and that we have to discern someone else is envious, jealous, doesn't want the best for us, because people don't always come out and say that. They like to play a good game. They like to act like they do, but they really don't. Someone is realizing now that the love that they thought that they felt wasn't love at all. They was told that they were loved, but they was just so that they could allow their defenses to come down, so that this person could cause calamity in someone's life. You told this person, you wanted this person to remain strong. You wanted this person to walk and sit on the right-hand side of God. And now this person is finally starting to understand what you were talking about, what you meant, what you felt, what you saw. This person is ready to now speak with you, to pour out their heart to you, because they realize now the only way for them to have the cornucopia, to have everything that they felt God promised them, was that for them to walk through that door. God promised someone, but God didn't promise someone that they will get what they wanted if they broke someone else's heart, especially if they broke God's heart. They had to learn that they had to keep their promise to the Lord, because God is not going to bless us for wrongdoing. We don't get favor for not listening. What's the message? Hi, Writing Grin. How are you? We're glad you're here too. What's the message? Yep. See, God always had a plan. And someone was always smart enough to know it, that God had a plan. There's no need for someone to have, to covet. There's no need for someone to feel like, when is it going to be my turn? Why them? Why not me? This, that, and the other. Oh, they're stealing from me. See, if they wasn't here, I would have it. No, that's not how God works. God wants to bless us all. There's enough love in the heavens. There's enough love that God has for us all. It's not that he is going to bless this person and not this person, or this person and not that person. That's not how God works. God created us all in his or her image. But it's up to us what we do with that knowledge. Someone now has an appreciation for you, because they know that you know what, you may have been in the later part of your life before your abundance showed up. And that's the reason for that is because God needed to give you time to see who you needed to walk away from, who was not on their journey, who was not on their path, who did not want to go towards the light, to meet God in the middle. God had to show you who was hiding in the shadows. God had to allow somebody time to get on their path. God had to allow someone to make up their own mind of who they needed to walk away from. And now that somebody has finally made that step in that right direction and surrendered, now they are going to be receiving what's theirs, what is just and due. Hi, Sea Bones. How are you, sweetie? Hi, Lisa. See, this person needed to balance themselves out. I feel like they had a conviction of spirit. Okay, we're back. Thank goodness. Hi, Marcia. Are we back, J. Mike? Thank you. Someone needed to balance themselves out. And being balanced means that you see somebody, because you're using your third eye. You're not just listening to what the devil says, because the devil will lie to us every single day. And if we choose to believe it, he's not going to stop. He's going to continue to lie to us every single day in every single way. And someone had to realize who they were allowing to deceive them. Like I said, someone they wanted to make themselves look like you. They wanted to make themselves appear like you. But guess what? That person was never you. What's the message, Spirit? Anything else from this stack? Yes. This person is thinking heavily about you and your connection. And they know it's time for them to speak up, to speak the truth. They know it's time for them to talk about how they at one point felt envious of you. They didn't see a partner. They saw somebody to be in competition with. But see, they had to receive that download from God that said, no, 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 that is not it. That's definitely not it. If you want all the riches and the glory in heaven, you must learn how to love. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. Stop trying to covet. Stop trying to tear someone else down. This is how you get the riches and glory in heaven. Honor your intuition. It's real. It is real. As opposed to trying to compete against someone else, because that just leaves you out. Someone had to realize that they were leaving themselves out of the equation, not you. It was never you. It was all them. Bottom of the deck, the high priestess. See, this person was afraid of you because you were not afraid to accept, acknowledge, and work on your spiritual gifts. You were not afraid. And you know what? When you found out that you even had the spiritual gifts, you accepted that and you worked on that swiftly. You kept working on it until they developed even more and more, until you felt secure. See, this person now, they know that they was a fool trying to come up against you, trying to have these actions against you, trying to work against you. Even though you told this person the truth, you were the most compassionate, honest, loving, pure at heart, helpful, kind person that this person knew. And they know that is the truth. But instead, they wanted to try and give you some type of hardship because they felt like it was a competition. There's no competition. God doesn't want us to compete with each other. He wants us to love one another. Now this person understands. Now this person understands that there are witches and warlocks among us. It's not a physical battle. It's a spiritual battle. That's why God says, keep your eye on the sparrow, because anytime we allow ourselves to look down, that's when we get lost in the sauce. Just like when you're going over a tightrope, if you allow yourself to look down, you're going to fall. You're going to be unsteady. You're not going to be able to continue to move forward, continue to get across that tightrope because you're looking down. You're allowing everything beneath you to distract you. But when we look up and we keep our eye on the sparrow, we don't have time to look down. We don't have time to get distracted because we are going by what God says. God said, continue to put one foot in front of the other, and I'm going to make sure that you are steady. to get to the other side. See, this is the part of the wisdom that you knew, that you was trying to help this person understand. But see, this person had to work on their courage. They had to work on their own heart strength, their own spiritual strength, their own mental strength, their own emotional strength. They had to work on being strong and not being afraid to walk alone. We came in this world alone. We are going to exit this world alone. So why not think only of what God wants us to think of and go in the direction that God wants us to go while we are here? Who said that we can't get along without anybody else telling us what to do, where to go, what to dress, how to do this, how to do that, and trying to give us all this advice that, number one, we don't need, number two, don't fit our lives because it's not their life, it's our life. And number three, they don't know what God wants and has and planned for us. This is why this person is feeling this pain from this magician. Somebody who did nothing but want to play tricks. This is why this person is feeling this pain. See, now this person is understanding that they need to work on healing themselves. That's what they need to invest in. Is their own star, is their own way, is their own wish fulfillment and happiness. Because nobody else can make us happy like God can make us happy. Nobody else can give us everything that we want and everything that we need like God can give it to us. See, we don't feel that happiness when someone just gives and gives and gives and we just take and take and take. Because what if they stop giving? Then what are we going to do? What are we going to be able to take? Nothing. Except their disrespect, except ass whoopings, except them putting us down, except him helping us to get rid of, not have any confidence within ourselves. See, somebody had to realize that they always had the power, but yet they chose to give their power away. They thought that if somebody gave them something, they would get everything that they wanted. And that was just a fantasy. This person had to decide that they have the strength that they need to get by. They have to make a decision for them. See, that this is the card that fell on the floor. When they lost everything, when their stability took a tumble for the worse, that's when somebody started to realize what they've done to themselves. Because their prosperity all of a sudden came to an end. Because they decided to listen to someone who didn't want the best for them. They had to realize this was a curse that they were feeling. They had to realize that they had to pursue their own happiness and someone else was not going to give it to us because people don't want us to go further than them, especially the people that are in the dark. Somebody had to explore what inspired them. They had to explore their own calling. It's because of their choices. This is why this person is receiving the karma that they're receiving right now because of their own choices. And you know what? They understand it now. They understand that they are under judgment. And them being under God's judgment, this is when they understood that they needed to end certain things. Certain people that made them curious, hey, follow me, follow me, follow me. They had to end that shit. Hey, Bert, how are you? Now this person understands that we are in the world, but we are not of the world. And us being not of the world, we have to exercise the utmost caution of who we allow ourselves to be around, what energy we allow ourselves to take in. Someone even had to realize that, you know what? It was these partnerships that was getting them all fucked up. You cannot sleep with everybody. In fact, you don't need to sleep with anybody until you find out who they are in here, what they're really bringing to the table, because somebody could have even gotten a spiritually transmitted disease. They may even have some type of a dark attachment that they don't understand what is the fuck is going on. They can't get rid of it because you can't go to the doctor and the doctor say, oh, damn, you know you got a such and such and such attached to you. The doctor can't see that. There's only one doctor that can see it and only one doctor that can get rid of it. And that doctor's name is God. That's it. They had to realize that they needed to do a lot more things than just look at life on a physical plane. And now this person is scared because they've been celebrating with one too many people. And every time they had sex with somebody, they chose to take a piece of that person's soul and give away a piece of their own soul. So whenever this person finally realizes that, you know what, they are so less and they're going through some experiences that they don't even know how they even got involved in, is because it was this person, this person, this person, this person, all these people who they decided that they needed to sleep with. And they can't tell which one or which two or which three has infected them. You cannot make this up. You cannot make this shit up. They don't know who they were sleeping with. They looked at that person, but you know what? The devil makes us. The devil presents themselves really well put together, baby. Oh, if whatever we want big butt, big boobs, and all this curvy. The devil was like, hold on. There you go. If we want somebody tall with muscles, and the devil said, give me a second. Let me shapeshift. There you go. If we think, oh, this and that, no, we have to stop looking at the outside and we really have to look on the inside. Oh, thank you so very much, J. Mike. I really do appreciate you so very much. We have to look on the inside. This person's whole life has to change. Has to change. Now this person is starting to look at who they are working with. This person is finally starting to have that discernment of spirits. Discernment of spirits. And they know that they have to let people go. They can't hold on to them anymore. They got to let them all go. Because it's all of them that's holding them down. Somebody's very clear about this now. See, somebody saw that you were nurturing, that you were kind, that you had a great heart, that you would do everything for them. But for whatever reason, they couldn't see that. For whatever reason, they thought that wasn't enough. So they chose not to give back to you. This person hadn't been enlightened. And so it was because of who they were choosing to work with. This is why you had to go. Because you know what? Spirit told you, if there's one thing you do, it is you have to save your own soul. Now this person They're realizing the reason that their heart is feeling so much pain is because of the conflict they tried to bring to you. Now this person has decided that it's time for them to work on themselves. And that's exactly what they are doing. Working on themselves. They are going within. They are going through that dark night of the soul. They're not going to try and tiptoe around the tulips, try and see if they can get around on the other side. This person is determined that the only way for them to go is to go straight through. There was only one gate, one door, one way for them to go, and it wasn't the hallway with all the different doors. It was to go straight through that gate. Now they understand. Now they get it. That if they want balance in their life, they have to be balanced. That balance doesn't come from the outside. That balance comes from the inside. They allow this group of people to lie to them, to deceive them. They allow these people to celebrate. They celebrated too early with these people when they were trying to deceive you. But they were the only ones being deceived. This message has been a long time coming. A long time coming. And now this person understands that, you know what? The one thing they should have done for you, with you, was to defend you. Because they understand now the only time that they received any enjoyment in life or been happy was with you. Not when they was deciding to try and work against you. So now this person understands what true victory is. True victory is cutting yourself away from what no longer serves you. Asking for the forgiveness, but giving it to you too. This person is going to come back to you. They feel like they have no choice but to come back to you, because not only do they want to start over with you, but they do want you to give them a new opportunity, another opportunity to prove themselves to you. They understand now that all that shit that was done in the dark and it came to the light, it's the reason that they weren't happy. It's the reason that they weren't getting enough. It's the reason that their dreams weren't coming true. This person is leaving. They got on that chariot and they are leaving all of this conflict. And they're leaving the memory of this conflict. So expect this person to call, to write, to reach out, to talk, to ask for forgiveness, because they have learned that they have to forgive themselves, because they want God to forgive them. They're going to have to forgive themselves, and they're going to have to forgive any and everything that they tried to hold against you. They have to realize that you were not the cause of their pain. They were. Because what we do affects us. It doesn't affect someone else. When we are kind and loving, that affects us in a positive way. But when we try to be sneaky, underhanded, conniving, that affects us in a negative way. Hi, Eric. Hi, Angel Light Tarot. Hello. All right, y'all. I got to get off of here and go to work. My straight 8. J. Mike, thank you so very much. I do appreciate you. I also I did have a comment that said something to the effect of, wanting to let the soul tribe to let me concentrate on the message. I am concentrating on the message. I appreciate the soul tribe reaching out. I appreciate the comments. I appreciate the interaction, because this is what lets us all into the room. This is a place for all of us. I'm not going to, the message is the message. You know, me welcoming the soul tribe into the space, because this is our space. I appreciate you all. I love you all. And we'll see each other this evening. If y'all could like, I appreciate it. She appreciates it too. Have a great day, Friday. I love you all.